what we're going to be talking about today, all the information that I have for y'all is going to be available on the website. So if you want to go back to any of these web pages that I talk about, you just go csmd.edu/transfer. And what we're going to cover is transcripts. It's your guys' lifeblood. It's going to dictate if you go from CSM, if you ever need to provide them for a job, how you get them. Applying to colleges, what the academic common market is, acceptability and applicability, and then going over some business agreements and scholarships. So first up, ordering transcripts. Super easy. You can order them online, you can have them sent out, or you can come in and actually pick up paper copies. And you do that by just coming right up to the AD building, and right upstairs is the registrar's office, and you can pick them up. Now it does cost $5 per. So things like Common App, which you all are using, is a great source. It's saving money because you just kind of send them out in a blanket copy. And because you are early college, you're going to be applying with your high school transcript, not your CSM one. So don't go ahead and order a bunch of transcripts thinking you're going to need them. Wait a little bit, because instead of, I've seen people order like 5 or 6, in reality they only need like 1 or 2. You can save yourself some money and time. And since we talked about already applying, who can tell me what you should be applying as? Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. That's what I want to hear, because I don't want to see y'all mess up. And with that, when you're applying as freshmen, it's going to be that high school transcript. So you're going to apply with that, and then once you get accepted into your school of choice, then you're going to engage in that transfer process where you'll take your transcript from CSM. You're going to need that. Doesn't matter if your high school transcript has some of our classes on it, you'll need the actual one from CSM, and then you can go through their evaluation process. And the reason you are technically having to apply as freshmen, if you guys want to know, is because the state of Maryland defines a college student as anybody who has credits gained after high school graduation. So since y'all still have not gotten your high school diploma, that is why you're considered advanced standing. Coming along, when we're talking about applying, Academic Common Market is one of the greatest tools out there. Basically, what it is a savings program that operates on the premise that if a public institution in the state of Maryland, if they do not have the program of your choice, so let's take, for instance, fire arson and explosive investigations, for those looking to get into law enforcement or fire department. If we do not have that program, but Virginia Commonwealth has it, you can go to Virginia Commonwealth, but you pay the in-state rate, even though you're technically not an in-state student. So don't think that, oh, no one has my program here, I can't afford to go out of state, I'll just give up on that. There are opportunities. And if you just Google academic common market Maryland, it'll be the first thing that pops up, and you'll be able to see all the eligible schools. And once you find that school that you want to go to, now let's look at transferring credits. So the first one is by an articulation agreement. So that means CSM has an agreement with that school to say, hey, if a student completes this at CSM, they can flow right into our program. So if you graduate with a business administration degree from CSM, you can go into St. Mary's College of Maryland, down in St. Mary's County. You can go right into their program without having to repeat any classes, and you'll be right on track. It'll be 2 years and 2 years. There'll be no overlap, no wasted credits. If you decide to go to a school and we do not have an articulation agreement for a program, then you're going to be doing what we call a course by course. So how that goes is you'll give them your transcript and say, here it is, and they're going to like, all right, we're going to look at it. All right, yep, your math 1010 comes over as our math, English comes over English. Ooh, communication doesn't come over. You'll get elective credit for that. So articulation agreements are definitely an easy way to go, but don't think that if a school doesn't have it, that it's not worth considering. And on these course by course, because unfortunately we have over 300 articulation agreements, but they don't cover everything. So that's where, when we're talking about that course by course, we want to look at acceptability and applicability. Just because UMD, takes all of your credits, but most of them are coming over as either elective or not in your program. But let's say St. Mary's, more of your courses are applied to your major. It's more applicable to your program. What you really kind of want to look for here is applicability. You don't want to have to repeat courses or be behind in your major. So that's when you just come down to looking at your schools, figuring out where you can fit in and make the most of the credits you have already earned. And there's a lot of handy tools for that. And those are database systems. So most schools in Maryland have some form of system like this. CSM even has one for people coming into us. Some of them are TES, which is Transfer Equivalency System, ArtSys, or sometimes they have their own unique ones. And with this, I actually show y'all, we got Oregon State. So if you just went on Oregon State's website, just search transfer equivalencies, you get this handy dandy website, and then boom, you would click it. There you go. And with that, then you can see every college that they have ever seen. So then from there, what you do is you can just click and find a school. So let's see, Boise State. So if someone would bring in credits from Boise State to Morgan State, you could see, oh, okay, Accounting 205 Introduction comes over as their Principles of Accounting. We could do for CSM as well. So you just go back to the list. Didn't realize how far down we were on the list. The College of Southern Maryland. So now you can see there's over 10 pages of our classes that they have seen. So with that, you can look at your own transcript and say, okay, I know that my Art 1610 is going to come over. And that's what you can kind of do. You're almost evaluating your own transcript before you send it, and it can save yourself time. And that's going to help you in that applicability and acceptability. Just figuring out, okay, hey, it's looking like a lot of my stuff's going to come over. Perfect. It's great. If you don't see one of your classes on there, it doesn't mean they don't accept it. It just means they probably have not seen it yet. The great thing about the classes that you guys have already taken in the early college program, most of them are very generic courses, which means the probability of them being seen before is high. And if they haven't seen one, then what you're going to do is they're going to request information from you, such as your syllabus. So I advise all of you to save your syllabi from your courses, just put them in a folder on your laptop. And if for some reason you didn't save one, you can always contact your professor, or even the registrar's office keeps some of them as well. And because I know some of us have business classes coming up and or in them, I want to talk about articulation agreements for business. So for the business management AAS folks, we have outstanding agreements with UMD, St. Mary's College, Prosper, Bellevue, Bowie, UMGC, WBU, and more. So these are just some schools that you can flow right into. And again, it's not limited to business. So if you decide, all right, I'm gonna come back to CSM and do biology, we have more of those. And we have all the list of every one of these on that CSMD transfer page. You can go there and you can click on the schools and see all the options we have for each school. So if you know you want to stay semi-local and go to St. Mary's College, you can click on their school and see all the options we have. Or if you just want to see your options because you know you want to go into biology, you can just search through the school and see who has biology as well. And then I just want to highlight the American Business School in Paris because I have been dealing with them, and we have our first student. There's also international options. We have the American Business School in Paris, we have a physics program in Wales, and I believe another physics program in Eastern Europe. I want to say Romania. But there's also some options for international schools if you all would want to go and do that. Just a cool little thing that some people don't realize that CSM actually is international too. And since I'm talking about a lot about going to schools, and as we all know, schools can be expensive, but I want to note that students can save up to. So that is an estimate, and each school that we have an articulation agreement with, there is that rough estimate on the articulation page. So it kind of gives you an idea of your savings and seeing, you know, what you can work with. And since we're getting into money, scholarships. Again, on that transfer page. And we have some great scholarships. So you're in a little bit of an odd area because you're technically freshmen, so you get freshman scholarships. You get those first year scholarships, but you don't get transfer scholarships. But there is a weird little gray area that CSM has with other schools, and that's students who graduate CSM. So while you're not a transfer student, you still have graduated with us. So some of these scholarships are like with Delaware State, guaranteed admission with an extra $500 for the first semester in each after if you have a 2.75. Or Colorado State University Global, it's kind of like our UMGC, fully online bachelor's program. And that's 10% off. York College, scholarships ranging from $1,000 to $4,500 per year for 3 years and maintain a minimum GPA of 2.0. Very manageable. Great options, and one I want to highlight because we do have a great partnership with them, and they're right down the hall too, UMGC. So through this scholarship program, students will be able to complete their bachelor's program for $12,000 or less. You pay no more than $199 per credit for 60 credits. 60 credits, you'd be completing your bachelor's degree anyways. I know $12,000 doesn't seem like a small amount, but when you're talking about a bachelor's degree, it is basically a bargain rate. And all these are on our website, and there's even more websites. There are certain scholarships out there that are just available to students who already have, say, X amount of college credits. Some of these are available on College Board, their website, scholarships.com, Career One Stop, which is run by the Department of Labor, and then of course on our website or on your attended school's website as well. Those schools, if you want to go to Morgan State, go onto their page, look up scholarships, see what you're eligible from what they're offering. Great resources to find scholarships, and a lot of them are very easy to apply. Some of them just require even just a generic essay, so once you write one essay, you can copy and paste to several. I don't advise it, make sure it will be applicable, but these are great resources, and honestly it doesn't take much to keep applying to them, and even if you're getting on the low percentage, you know, a couple $100 here and there, it definitely adds up. Now, I know I've been talking a lot, and I've been throwing a lot of information at y'all, so I want to just give you guys this time now for any questions you may have for me. If I need to clarify anything, the floor is yours.